friends, thank you for joining the channel. This is part 2 of the post that I put out a couple of days ago about the eclipse and the timeline shifting. So because I was called to do that very spontaneously, I hadn't planned on receiving one that day. I just received for the collective, and I didn't go into any kind of discourse about what was being spoken, and what was being spoken was quite deep, but it was also something that I know can really just sink into people. But I'm coming on today to really go through the whole transcription and and start to expand a little bit and make it very practical for you, because there's some practical applications that can make it really helpful for you. Okay, thank you for joining. Lots of love. Here we go. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes for the moment. Feel the moment that you're in. Soften your lids and soften your lashes. Soften your hearing. And soften the tongue inside your mouth and your lips. Soften the skin on your whole body, from the bottoms of your feet all the way to the tips of the fingertips, the crown of your head. And by bringing a heightened awareness into your senses, then you can start to do what we call in yoga, something that's called sense withdrawal, which actually can be done in 2 different ways. The way we're doing it is by heightening the awareness of the senses, so it takes you into a state with yourself. You're probably feeling this now, a little bit altered. You start to become aware of that which is you beyond the senses. And it's wonderful that that part of you can come forward when we're listening to these transmissions, and the angelic realm frequency will start to bring it forward even more. Beloved friends and children of the light. So I feel it's really significant here that they even called us friends, not that we should be surprised that these spirit guides are our friends. But I don't recall them using the word friends before. Very often it's, children of the light, children of something. And they're using both friends and children. And I feel that the word friends, I sense it from being the channel of this, that it's indicating that we're getting closer and closer. That, which is so true, right? The veil is getting thinner and thinner. So we're becoming closer and closer. We're becoming like friends. We come to you at this time to speak about time. This great movement that you are stepping into at this very moment is a great movement through your concept of time. So they're speaking here about the eclipse that happened 2 days ago, and the fire horse starting, and the new moon. But they always say that we're using this astronomical kind of marking to come through to speak about different concepts, but it is relevant for so far beyond that time. So don't feel that it's limited to back a couple of days ago. It is part of reality, that they are bringing us into new levels of reality. For what has been is no longer meant to be and will not be as you move into your future. So what has been, it's no longer meant to be. There's no need to hang on to anything or to, prolong any kind of grief about the collapsing, the letting go, the disclosures about anything. It's fine, absolutely healthy and normal to feel what's going on in the moment, but feel it and then let it go, because it's meant to be let go of. It's not coming into the future. So that's the task, is letting ourselves feel our response to some of the things that we're encountering, and feel it, and then don't kind of just like hang on to it. It's a different kind of experience. In this old paradigm, which was 2 days ago so much stronger than it is now. You see, this is how quickly it's moving. So 2 days ago, it would have been more appropriate to kind of like feel it, and the story of it. It was more appropriate. Even 2 days have shifted that dramatically. Here we're speaking about time. And yet may we bring to you And yet maybe we begin to bring you into the wisdom that your future and your past and your present, your future, your past, and your present, future, past, present, are something extremely different than you ever imagined them to be. Of course, probably most people that have tuned into this channel, this isn't a new idea. We've been working with the concepts of time and the constructs of time and timelessness and eternal consciousness and eternal wisdom. But listen, because they're taking us into it in an initiatory kind of way. As you call your future into present time with you, so as you call your future into present time with you, as you call your future right here, right now, you will realize that it has already taken place. So as you have the daring and the wherewithal to call your future selves and to call the future that you really want to live in right here to you right now. That doesn't mean manifestation, it can, but I don't mean that you have to. So I'm just saying it doesn't need to feel like that. It just feels like, okay, I'm calling that reality to me right now. I'm calling that reality to me right now. I'm not holding it in my mind and my emotions like it's off there in the future. They say when we really authentically do this, that we're going to start to realize that it actually has already taken place. And that what we're actually calling to us, and that you're actually calling a memory forward out of the multidimensionality of who you truly are. So, they're telling us that our future is actually a memory. We're talking here from the perspective of where the angelic realm lives, where the cosmic self lives, where our higher self lives. This is addressing the idea of the illusion that we live in here, but it's an interesting illusion. It's something that we're compelled to be in. There's a reason for it. But as we call our future into our presence, we begin to realize that we're actually calling a memory out of the multidimensionality of who we truly are. And when you start to get that, oh my God, my future is actually a memory. When you get that, not a thought form, but when you get that hit in the heart, it's like, whew, I've had this happen to me. Just like cracks open the heart. Because, well, it just does, because all of a sudden you're meeting time, the big time with the capital T, something that is beyond time. You start to have this deep embrace with it. It's like coming home. And then also there's a level I went through, a level of grieving as well, because I realized, oh my goddess, how much suffering, how much stress and worry that I've gone through personally, how much stress and worry that the whole world goes through, to the points of suicide and killing each other and everything. All about the future, about what they want to get when it's actually already happened. Do you understand what I mean? This is why the masters are shanti shanti. They have no stress about things because there's no need for it. There's no reason for it when it comes to true reality. Who you are, beloved souls, beloved children of the light, is not limited or defined by time. So if that last section was hard to grab, if you keep on listening to it, it will start to come. But this is not so hard to get. So just understand that you are not defined or limited by time. And they say, may we say that again, who you are, beloved children of the light, is not limited or defined by time. So it's beyond birth and death. Please welcome this great eclipse portal, for it's here to shatter your idea of time in ways that of course may appear disturbing to you when you're identified with the limitations of the conditioning of time from before. So natural to get disturbed when time starts to get disrupted. Natural. Don't worry about it. Just have witness consciousness about what you're going through. But believe us. These new ways, they are like the horns of victory being blown. They are like the angel sounds that we hear when something beautiful and wonderful and extraordinary is taking place. They are shattering all of the limitations of time and the doorways of opening into the infinite possibilities of truth and love. And do not worry, beloved children, of your very physical world. The infinite possibilities of truth and love do not create a disembodiment. In fact, beloved ones, it will embody you more than you have ever imagined was possible if you allow it. So everything that's going on to them, it sounds like, in India where I live a lot of the time, they blow the conch, when something really auspicious and wonderful is happening. It's like the conch being blown. It's like the sound of this horn being blown. It's like Gabriel's horn in the angelic realm. It's like beautiful angelic sounds. And these sounds are shattering our sense of time. As they shatter our sense of time, then they shatter the realities that have been constructed on time. So really what we're going through is a shattering of time. And as we're being shattered and as time is being completely dismantled, don't worry about it making you spaced out or anything like that. It's actually going to bring you more and more into your body than ever before, ever than you could ever imagine. As long as you let it, just invite it. In fact, beloved ones, it will embody you more than you have ever imagined was possible if you allow it. And then here comes something really juicy. Almost everything that you think about reality that is coming from your past conditioning is opposite to what is closer to the truth. So almost everything that you think about reality that is coming from your past conditioning. So not the places where you've really worked things out and you're in line with your multidimensional self and you're in that, but the parts that are still trying to figure out how do they go forward. They say their instincts are almost opposite to what is closer to the truth, and that's because of the conditioning. And we say that because that which is absolutely the truth cannot be spoken or thought. So we say closer to the truth because if it's the absolute truth, it can't even be spoken about. And this is not to discourage you. This is not to make you feel anything about anything negative, anything like a sense of failure, any kind of judgment towards yourself, any thought that you should have done anything. No. It has all been as it should. So just, if you were about to go that way, don't. Just, no. It's been exactly as it should be, but they're giving us reflection on what it is that we've been going through that has created everything that we're going through now. What is it? And so isn't it wonderful to understand that things that feel like incredible difficulties, how to respond to some of the horrible things that you're seeing right now on your planet that are so painful, how to respond to your simple life troubles, that the answer lies in simply turning around the way that you would normally, through your conditioned response, respond, and make the opposite respond to that. Giving yourself that moment of shattering the timelines. So you see, let's think of an example. Okay, let's just think of an example of grief. So there's some grief in your life that you really just have had such a difficult time, and you know that you want to get on with it, but it's just not going. And they're saying, so the opposite to that grieving and that hanging on is to decide, well, that would be to completely accept it, and to move forward, to even celebrate it. So choosing to do that shatters the timeline. It takes you out of that old timeline and into something that is beyond both the past and the future. So we can do that in all of the things. So we're feeling whatever it is that we know that's conditioned. So I think probably most people that are watching this right now are fairly aware of, where your conditioned parts live, even though you may not feel like you can just snap your fingers and make them all change, that's what we're doing here, is learning how to change them. So whatever you know that's conditioned, whatever feels limited in its nature, do the opposite, emotionally, mentally, maybe even situationally, whatever the situation may be. Switch it around. Create something fresh and new out of something old. And you have to trust it, right? Because, so for instance, in that grief situation, well, no, but then I'm really losing something. You have to be a little bit strong with yourself, and you have to trust. That is not helpful. So I just have to let it go. I have to believe that the universe is way more abundant than needs me to hang on to something from the past as a sense of fullness, that there's such a universe that we just can't even fathom in its abundance. So therefore, I don't need to hang on to anything that's actually completed itself from the past. There is so much more for me to experience and for me to know myself to experience my fullness through. Switch it around, turn it around. This is one way to start to shake up your idea of time. The other way that we invite you into, through this very deep portal, is working with your future selves. So they're saying, okay, so we can do this one thing where we switch everything around, and we can also start to work consciously with our future selves. So many of you have probably done some future self exploration. Your future selves already have experienced everything. So again, we're into this multidimensional reality. It's already happened. It's already gone on. What we're experiencing is just one veil of reality and time. And it's one that, we're part of a collective that's agreed upon seeing it this way. But it's just one veil. So our future selves have actually already experienced everything. It's already taken place. I don't want to get the right words. Your future selves already have experienced everything that you think you may want to experience, and more than that. It has already taken place. This is the great divine mystery. So everything that you already know about and more than what you know about has already taken place. This is the divine mystery. This is the nature of, this is why we can have things like precognitive dreams and, psychic awarenesses. It's not because we're seeing something that hasn't happened. It's because we're seeing something that has happened. We actually are able to tap into the other dimensional realm where it actually has already happened. That's how that works. So each moment that you're developing, that you're activating, that you are thinking about, that you are even considering as a problem. So each moment, you've got things going on. You may have things that you're trying to develop, things that you're trying to activate. You may have problems that you're trying to solve. They may be health issues, there may be situational issues, there may be financial issues, relationship issues, there could be all sorts of things. Working with the future self frequency, you see it as if it's already resolved. And you hold this truth consistently. And you'll start to understand that this is no longer an exercise, but that you will have created a new reality, which actually means that you will have invited yourself into a greater intimacy with the truth of time. out of your shadow of dualism, out of your battle between the shadow and the light, and into the permission for your wholeness that transcends all duality. So, if we're in duality, we can't do this kind of time jumping. It doesn't work. Not authentically. We can do it through dissociation, but that's not really what we want to do. We want to bring the whole beingness into everything because it deserves to be in everything. So, as we vision everything already complete, then we bring that timeline to us and we bring ourselves to that timeline, and then we see that it is now our future that we are standing in, and then the future and the past and the present start to just get dissolved in a particular way, and then we move into contact with our higher self. Now, in that process of seeing it like it's already done, there is an important piece, and that is we need to do that in an effortless way. So not like, okay, I'm seeing it, and like you're trying to make it be. No, you don't need to do that at all. In fact, in this area here, the Manipura chakra, the center of the will forces, you want to feel when you're seeing it, this part should like not get tight at all. It shouldn't be trying to do anything. And this is also connected to the eyes, and the eyes obviously are connected to even visionary states. So it's an interesting thing. So you're going to keep this relaxed. You're actually going to keep your eyes relaxed. You're not becoming mental about it. You're just accepting that it's already happened. And it's a pleasant vision, and it's not something that you're out trying to get. It's not something that you're striving after, trying to go towards. You don't want any of that frequency in it. You just want to see it already done, just as a very pleasant, soft vision. And so keeping this part really soft, keeping the eyes soft as you're doing it, just, okay, it's done. Okay, it's done. You go through your list. Okay, I see it, it's done. I see it, it's done. I see it, it's done. That problem is solved. This problem is solved. It's done. And you'll notice that something dramatic starts to happen in the heart. A frequency change starts to take place, and in the throat. And you'll start to feel that these timelines are starting to merge, and they will then, when they merge, they'll create something beyond themselves. But the truth is, that incredible abundance that you are visioning for your future, that radiant self that is whatever, all the wonderful things that you might be seeing, maybe beautiful health, deep expression of who you are in the world, the chance to really, help people, beautiful places to live and to stay, and financial stability, all these things, they all start to come together into your now, because you're no longer using your will force energies to project them into the future, right? We're manifesting beings, and we're evolutionary beings. We're really, really cosmic beings. We are so, so powerful. So if we're thinking about something being off in the future and we're projecting it into the future, well, we're giving it a lot of energy to be into the future. When we just bring it, we see it as if it's already happened. We're not seeing the future. We're seeing it as it's already happened. We're bringing it into our presence. And I think that might be it. Let me just see. Oh, a little bit more. Hold this truth and you will change your time frequency. And again, this great eclipse is all about changing the belief in the system of time for your planet's reality, which, we really need right now because we're going through all of this dismantling. And so as much as we can start to shift the timelines, it'll just help everything move along so beautifully. And that was the end. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please, if there are any questions or comments, please put them down in the comment. I'd be so happy to connect with you there. And I enjoy your journey with a new time reality, and just as much as you can, just soften and see the future. Soften and see it. Soften and see. It's not even the future. Soften and see what it is that you were hoping to create in the future. Just see it as if it's already happened. It's already happened. It's already happened. It's already happened. So much love.